What's up, everybody? Today we're covering Mumbai, the biggest Hitman map ever created in recent memory. It is truly an amazing map. Just looking at it, it's a bit of an eye candy. Walking around it, it truly feels magical. It's a map that, although it's extremely big, you're always going to be able to find some opportunity somewhere. Like, even if you're very far away from the targets, you will always find something is happening, something's going on, a mission story is appearing. It is a very well created map, in my personal opinion. I'm not gonna lie though, completing it 100% was very, very difficult, and it took me very long time. I think this is the hardest map I've ever done. And when it comes to playing this map, I think not only is it one of the hardest maps to play, I think it's number one. I think it's the hardest map to play by a long shot. I'll talk about the three targets later, but the map itself, although it has a ton of freedom of approach, it is there's a lot of figuring out to do. There's a lot of exploration. The problem with Hitman in general, and the reason why it's so niche and there's not so many people who play Hitman, is because you can't master Hitman just by getting really, really good at one map. You have to get good at every single map, which means that for maps like this that are so difficult to learn, the skill curve is really, it's really big. It's a map that really has so many ways to do things, and because of the three targets, you really have to sort of give yourself the time to just learn everything there is to learn, to go in every possible way that you can go, discover every way you can get in and out. And that takes a while, but once you start doing that, you're gonna figure out that this map was done with a lot of love and a lot of time. This map was not rushed, this map was tested extremely well for the most part. This map truly was designed in a way to be a huge assassination and playground and allow you to get in any way you want. It was done, in my opinion, exceptionally well in some manners. However, there are some faults with it. It is extraordinarily overcrowded. And you can say, well, it's Mumbai, it should be overcrowded. And I say yes, but not everywhere. The train yard specifically doesn't need to be as overcrowded as it is. Not only do you have guards who are on the ground as well as NPCs, but you also have guards on ledges who can spot you doing anything illegal from pretty much anywhere you are. It is very difficult to maneuver it in that manner. Also for rank and tower, when it comes to being able to take them down, there's far too many guards once again. It's too much. They've done far too much, and that is a problem. They overcrowded it just like they did with Iowa's Gale. It's too many people. It's unnecessary amounts. When it comes to being able to take people out, we'll talk about the targets in a bit, but this map gives you no shortages of ways to do it. I mean, there's so many accident kills you can do. It's just insane. And you can do most of them sound assassin shoot only, which is what I like. I mean, the birdcage for Vanish Shah, the electrocution kill in the meditation pool for Vanish Shah, that's whole silent assassin shoot only. You can do it. I mean, it's not even that difficult. So I have to give them credit. They've done a good job with that, as well as Rangan. There's a ton of ways you can assassinate them with action kill sound assassin shoot only. And another great thing about the map, it's very self-sufficient, meaning you can find anything that you need right next to you. You can find a little poison vial in one of the train yards in Vanish Shah. You can also find crowbars, you can find rat poisons, you can find car batteries, and it's very sort of placed near where you need it. You know, there's a locked door, there's a crowbar right next to you. There's a puddle of water, well, guess what? There's a car battery right next to you. It sort of allows you to not waste time so much looking all over the place for particular tools that you need. They're usually placed conveniently right next to you, so you can get them and create something, set up a trap, do whatever you need to do. However, at the same time, like I said earlier, the overcrowded nature of it does not help. The fact that it's extremely difficult to learn and it takes the most amount of time out of any other map to be able to master doesn't necessarily help all that much. So when we put all of it together, when I have to give this map a final score, the freedom of approach with the self-sufficient nature of it, as well as the fact that although it's big, it's very enjoyable to explore. And then with the cons of just being difficult to learn and being overcrowded, I think a good score to give it would be something like a 9.5 out of 10. I think it's far too good to be giving anything less. The developers put far too much time into it. You can tell by playing it. This map was loved, very looked after when it came to the development. So I can't give it any other score than that. It's absolutely exceptional in some ways. However, it's not perfect. Now it's time to drift into the targets. And when it comes to the targets, the one thing we can all agree on, not just the player base but also IO Interactive, we can all agree that 3 targets is far too many. I mean, it's very clear, especially now, with Hitman 3 seeing that there's no 3-man targets anymore. It's very clear that 3 targets, it's just too much. It's unnecessarily too much. So that being said, are the targets any good? Well, when it comes down to it, these targets are gonna give you the most amount of variety of Silent Assassin suit only in the history of Hitman. From the Hitman trilogy, you will never find another map that's going to allow you this much amounts of variety when it comes to Silent Assassin suit only. You kill Vanya Shah, well guess what? Call the Maelstrom, call Darud Rangan, and basically they'll have a meeting together, and then you get to drop a crane on them. Kill Darud Rangan, and then the Maelstrom and Vanya Shah will meet, and then you can run them with a freaking train. Throw a brick into basically this metal pit, and then Vanya Shah and Darud Rangan will have a meeting, and you can drop a bolt on them. So it's countless amounts of things you can do. You can move your targets left and right constantly. You can get them exactly where you need them to get. It allows you complete freedom of what you want to do, and for the most part, you can do all of that Silent Assassin suit only. The freedom of approach when it comes to this map, I have to give it to them. It's absolutely one of a kind. You're not gonna find this level of freedom of approach in any other Hitman 2 map. Hitman 3 changes things, but as far as Hitman 2, this is as good as it gets when it comes to freedom of approach, and that has to be rewarded. However, at the same time, 3 targets is way too many. It makes the map sort of slacking behind. It makes the map take way too much time because you're spending most of your time just running from point A to point B, not even sneaking around. You're just running around like you're some sort of triathlete. And that can be fun the first couple of times, but after a while it gets kind of stale. So when it comes to judging the targets, it's kind of difficult because they're exceptionally good in some ways and also pretty bad in others. Just the amount of time it takes to take them down, as well as the fact that it's 3 of them, which again, as we said, is far too many. I think the best way that I can describe the targets is like perfectly imperfect, and for that I will give them the score of a 9 out of 10. I think they're pretty well made, there's so much variety, but my goodness, you did not have to make 3 targets. It's too much, and when it comes to the places they hang out aboard the train yard, as well as Darwood's tower specifically, is really bad to try to sneak around. So just for that alone, 9 out of 10. Again, great score, but still they did miss the mark on them. Next up, we're off to the challenges. Starting up with the first challenge, it's Illusions of Grandeur. Let's have a Basil hunt. Very simple, very easy to execute, not much to speak about here. Energetic guy, very simple. This is Lethal Syringe, very simple. This, all you have to do basically raise the flag, then put a coin underneath the sign, and when he goes to get into the room, you just shoot the sign where he picks up the coin, and that's how you get him. Here, just throw a brick, basically the smoke is gonna rise up, and then you just shoot the bolt when they meet. Very simple. This is a mission story. You become the barber, the Maelstrom comes and you kill him. Maelstrom favorite tea. So for this one, there's a television in the middle of the park, and on that television there's an advertisement for tea. Whatever the tea that is being advertised is, that's the tea you need to basically serve him. That's the tea that he's going to accept. He's not going to accept any other tea. This is simple. You just have to fix the pool. She's gonna go in and then you electrocute her. Again, simple stuff for the most part. Drop a birdcage. I've already shown you how to do this earlier. You've already seen me do it, so this is simple. This, kill Darwood Rangan, call Vanya Shah. She's gonna call the Maelstrom. Switch the train by basically, there's a stick you pick up, you put it on the tracks. It switches the train's location and you run them over. Here, simple enough, the brick plus the flag gets raised. All of them come together and you shoot them all. Here you kill Vanya Shah, you talk to Darwood Rangan on the phone, he calls the Maelstrom, you go to the crane and you drop it on their head. This is self-explanatory. This is also self-explanatory. Simple stuff. This is easy. This is again simple. It has to be the blue one. You buy the blue one, you're gonna be fine. This is a mission story. This is just disguise. Very simple. Just an exit. You need coins for it. This is simple stuff right here. Raise the flag from a distance. Again, you just have to shoot the button on the flag to raise it up. Simple enough. Become the teller. This is all mission stories. Mission story. This, once you kill the Maelstrom inside of this little man cave, you just have to take the exit. It's very simple, and you can do it suit only as well. There's a guy throwing up that's wearing this costume. You just have to choke him out when he goes to the toilet, and you take the disguise. This is easy. You just have to talk to Basil, and when you talk, he's gonna get you upstairs, and you can kill him. This is simple. This is a mission story. Mission story. Again, you shoot the button, the flag goes up. Simple stuff. Mission story. This is self-explanatory. Self-explanatory. This is simple. What I talked about it earlier. Uh, this is 3 missions that you basically have to do at the same time. This is self-explanatory. The memoirs. This is gonna take some time. You gotta have to like look it up online to see where all the memoirs are and just collect them. This is again, you kill first Dawood Rangan and then Vanisha. It's simple. This is a little more difficult to do, Dawood Rangan into the wet concrete, but you only have to do it once. Basically, push him in when he's dealing with the snitch. This is self-explanatory. This is a mission story. Again, pretty simple stuff. Here, all you have to do is basically shoot Dawood Rangan when he's trying to kill the mole, and the mole's gonna run out and you're gonna get the challenge. Again, same thing, draw the mic. Most of these are either mission stories or they're connected to mission stories. This you're gonna need for the pool, the meditating pool for Vanisha, so that's where you're gonna get that challenge as well. Overall simple stuff. This is, you do it the first time, you already have it. The barbershop is a mission story. This is another mission story with the actor, the foreman. You just have to give him the documents. You have to find the documents, give it to him, and he's gonna get on his way. This is just escalations. This is self-explanatory. Again, self-explanatory. And right here, you basically just have to be patient, get coins, and just be patient, and you can purchase all of them for 1 coin or so. And yeah, as far as the challenges are concerned, I gotta say they were pretty simple for the most part. I have no problem giving the challenges a pretty good 8 out of 10. I think for the most part they were very fun. There was nothing too difficult or too crazy about it. They were enjoyable. I think 8 out of 10 is a fair assessment, knowing that the escalations sadly were not quite as fun. Next up, we're off to the Unlockables. Starting off with the Silver Bowler MK2. Phenomenal pistol, the best in the game in my personal opinion. However, not rare whatsoever. You can get it from many different places. It's very easy to unlock, so it's not exactly an extreme unlock. This is a shotgun that's not silenced, so it's completely useless and worthless. It's not gonna do you any good. Totally not a useful unlock. Remote explosive MK2. The mini version is much better. This is useless in comparison, so don't even waste your time. You're never gonna use this for anything. Next up, proximity micro explosive. Just like I said, completely useless because it's proximity. Remote EMP charge is pretty good. It works like a taser in many ways, but also you can sabotage cameras through walls. You can also sabotage the virus in Sapienza by putting it on the laptop. You can taser people when you put it in water. It's pretty good. Emetic syringe, completely useless now with the farting briefcase and the Seeker. DACX took over, phenomenal SMG, the best in the game. Great for certain maps like Miami, like Haven Island. I found it to be extremely useful. But that being said, it sort of stands on its own as a useful gadget. And then we move on, antique curved knife, just a little melee, not a special. And then an unsilenced sniper rifle, which is about as optimal as you can get. It's an unsilenced sniper rifle. I mean, there's so many better options. Overall, having to rate the unlocks, 3 out of 10 is the best I can give it. I mean, it doesn't even come close to anything other than the DACX2 covert and the remote EMP, and they are somewhat useful. They're not even phenomenal. There's really nothing here that's rare enough or great enough to be good. Now we're off to the stability phase, and I have found some problems, especially when it comes to Darwood's Tower. There are plants that are sort of outside after the fences, and you can very easily get stuck as you're making your way past them. Also, if you get to the top floor and you wait for Rangan to basically interrogate the mole, if you shoot him in the leg, one of 2 things is gonna happen. He's either gonna fall to his death and you're gonna lose Sound Assassin for no reason, because you shoot him in the leg, you don't kill him, he falls to his death, the fall kills him, but you still lose Sound Assassin, even though nobody saw you. So that's clearly a bug, never been fixed. Hopefully it will be fixed soon enough, but you know, you never know. And another bug is you can shoot him in the leg and he can fall and he can survive. Like you see in the video, he can survive the fall. And that is pretty crazy. That's not normal and that shouldn't happen. And that's something the developers definitely need to look after. But that's just in Darwood Towers alone. So the best I can give it honestly is like a 7 out of 10 for stability. I mean, anything more than that is just way too much. Like for those issues that I found just in Darwood Tower, you know there's more and I just haven't discovered them yet. So 7 out of 10 is like the best I can give it. And for a final score, it's a 3.6 out of 5. It's better than most. It's a pretty good map for Hitman 2. It's probably one of the best in Hitman 2. However, overall, as we're looking at all the maps, I would say it's probably better than most of the maps, but it's not perfect and it's definitely not one of the best. Still, I did enjoy reviewing it, and if you enjoyed watching this video, please do drop a like. Please subscribe for more content. Thank you very much for watching.